Last time, we stepped into a village where shame could break a family overnight. We watched a younger son look his father in the eye and demand his inheritance early. People in that world would have felt the shock. Neighbors would have whispered about it as well. Every move that the son made would have carried the weight of cutting himself loose from everything that had shaped him. The father carries all of it, quietly, patiently. There's no explosion of anger, no dramatic speech. He just absorbs the wound and lets the son go. Some of you know what that feels like when someone you love pulls away. There's nothing you can do except to keep the door open and your heart soft. That kind of waiting ages you on the inside. The father wakes up day after day, scanning the edge of the village. Most people would have stopped looking. Love has a long endurance. Love checks the road, even when the road keeps turning up empty. Then one afternoon, he sees a figure, not steady, not proud, not even confident, but a shape that looks like it's held together, honestly, held together by exhaustion. The father. The father runs, not fast walking, not a polite jog, a full-on sprint, the kind you only do when you think you might collapse before you get there. And he reaches that broken boy and he pulls him into an embrace that's bigger than the story the son has rehearsed in his head. The son tries to get the words out. The father's already covering him. A robe on his shoulders, a ring on his hand, sandals on his feet, and then a feast. Not a small meal in a back room, but a feast that calls the whole community to witness restoration taking place in real time. See, it's public disgrace that's become now public restoration. Jesus doesn't end the story there. Jesus turns the camera. Inside the house, the party pulses with joy. People are laughing. Music fills the courtyard, and the smell drifts through the air that tells you that something precious has come home. It's the sound of a family coming back to life. Standing outside in the shadows is the older brother. See, the older brother, well, he's done everything right. He's carried the weight of responsibility. While his brother ran off, he stayed behind, held the household together. People respect him. He respects himself. And when he hears the celebration, something deep and old rises in him. A quiet calculation of fairness, a suspicion that mercy is being handed out far too cheaply. For him, this feast feels less like healing and more like rewriting the rules. It feels like the world he built, the world where you earn your place and protect your honor, is suddenly unstable. And so he freezes. He refuses to go in. And you can almost see him in your mind with those arms crossed and jaw tight, stuck in the doorway between anger and fear. What he cannot see, though, is that he's also lost. Not in rebellion, but lost in resentment. Lost in moral pride, lost in the belief that he has to secure his place by being better, stricter, cleaner, stronger. But the father notices. The father steps away from the guests and away from the music, away from the celebration that everyone else is enjoying, and he walks into the night, to stand beside a son who's drowning in the quiet places of his own heart. He speaks with gentleness that cuts through the tension. He says, "Son, you're always with me. Everything I have is already yours. But it is right to celebrate because your brother was dead to us and now he lives." See, the father isn't scolding. He's not even comparing. He's inviting. He's reminding his older son that the feast isn't a reward for good behavior. The feast is the heartbeat of the father himself. Joy is part of the family identity, and mercy is part of the family culture. And that's where the story gets a little personal for us. Some of us feel the weight of the younger son's journey. We know the road of regret. We know the moment of coming to ourselves in a far country. And we know the fear of facing the consequences of our choices. And we walk back home, rehearsing our apologies and hoping God's in a good mood, or wondering if he's too tired to give us a second chance. Other of us feel the older brother's burden. We work hard, we stay responsible, we do the right things. Without noticing, our hearts tighten, our compassion contracts. Our spiritual life becomes more about proving ourselves than enjoying the Father. Sure, we stand close to God geographically, but we're far from him emotionally. And the Father walks towards both of us. That's the beauty of the cross. It's the Father running again, this time toward both sons at once. He gathers up not his robe, but our sin. He takes the shame that we carry, the pride that we hide, the failures we protect, the fear that whispers we're not enough, and he holds it all until it loses its power. God doesn't come to make good people slightly better. He comes to make dead hearts alive again. This is where the story turns towards us. Jesus ends the story, this parable, with the older brother standing outside and the father standing beside him with the door still open. There's no neat conclusion here. There's no tidy resolution, because Jesus wants the ending to happen in you. Where are you in this story? Are you walking home unsure of what the Father will say? Are you standing outside maybe, guarding the rules that have helped you survive, but are now keeping you from joy? Or maybe you're somewhere in between, watching from a distance, wanting God, but not sure how to move toward him. Wherever you are, the Father is already on the way. He's moving toward your shame, toward your pride, toward your exhaustion, toward the little stories you tell yourself about why you're unworthy or unlovable or unnoticed. And he reaches for your face, lifts your chin, and he reminds you, you still carry my name. Friends, the door is open, the table is set, the music's warming up, and the Father's standing outside waiting for your next step. So will you stay outside, holding on to your own version of justice and safety? Will you step inside and share the joy the Father has been preparing from the moment he saw you on the road? This week, friends, lift your head. Your robe is ready, your seat is saved, and your Father is moving towards you right now. Not just moving toward you, but running